Hey, everybody. Spot of the nerd. It is time for a chin wag. And believe it or not, this time, we're not going to talk about politics because we have so much more time to talk about that another time. Instead, we're going to talk about nerdy shit, which actually isn't really nerdy shit because it's more on the television series side of things. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because every kind of there's new shows and there's shows that you're currently watching that are renewed and new seasons come out, new episodes come out. Some are routine, some are annual, some are every season. Unfortunately, sometimes you get those ones where you have to wait a couple years before you get the next season. But the good news is sometimes during the middle of a series or whatever you might call it, it does leave you that opportunity to kind of go back and watch some of the other stuff that you may have started and you didn't necessarily finish because it didn't grab you, or maybe you just weren't interested enough. But then there's also but then there's also those shows that grabbed you. You watched a few episodes and then your other kind of more priority shows took over. So what I'm getting at is myself mainly, I'm in that kind of zone of being able to catch up on some of these other shows. Specifically, oh my God, I am having an absolute brain fart. It's on Netflix right now. I think it's called In the Dark. And I don't know if you all remember the show, if you watch it or not. But if you aren't, you should, because it's actually a pretty decent drama series. It's about the girl who is blind and she basically turns into this detective type esque person who also is a part of a training dog center person thing. And long story short, it was one of those after seeing the trailer. I mean, this show originally came out, God, decades ago, but it was always something that I wanted to watch, and I watched the first season, and I did not realize there are three more seasons. So, as you can imagine, I am starting to watch more of that, and it actually is getting better as the series goes along. So, you're gonna have to forgive me. I think it's called In the Dark, but look it up. It's on Netflix right now. Super good show if you're looking for something to just kind of binge, I guess, but at the same time, maybe you've run out of other stuff to watch. The more feel good type of show I just watched, and it was nice and simple, it was just 4 episodes and it was done, is it's on Disney Plus right now. It's called Saving or Save the Squad. And with the World Cup coming up literally next week, it kind of caught my eye because the photo, the main photo title page was David Beckham. And I'm just kind of thinking, okay, it's David Beckham, whoop de fucking do, blah, 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 blah. What is he going to be doing in this? Probably something where he makes $1 million, so and so on and so forth. But it actually, it does actually kind of make you feel really good. And it's a really good, wholehearted documentary, I guess, if you want to call it. And what it is he actually goes back and visits his original soccer club. And I mean, I'm talking the original soccer club where he was like not 4 years old, that's even too young, but I think maybe when he was like, 7 to 12 years old, where he originally started to play football. And he's going back to this team the local team there who are just getting their butts kicked, and he's just kind of there to help them out, support them, and really give them that inspiration to be better, to succeed in their own lives as kids, these 12-year-old kids, 10, 12-year-old kids. And again, it's kind of, it shows you the struggles these kids are having because, um, I mean, at that age, it's difficult dealing with losses when you're playing your sports and everything else in life, school and your parents and so on and so forth. So, um, it can be challenging, especially, you look at professional football. I mean, David Beckham. I mean, my God, if anything, this literally this 4 episode series has kind of really shifted my attitude towards him. I'm not, I mean, he truly is to this day one of the greatest footballers that has ever lived. But I'll be honest with you, as he aged, I definitely put him in that category of you have way too much money for your own good. You kind of seem like an idiot, so on and so forth. But, this is where you kind of sometimes, and you can take this in every aspect of life. This is sometimes when you kind of just got to take a step back, and you can't judge a book by its cover. You really cannot judge a book by its cover because, you know, obviously tangent a little bit here. I swear to you, I've read articles that have backed up this information, but I swear to you, the amount of money that David Beckham has just in advertisements, Adidas, FIFA, blah blah blah. Literally 8 generations of his future children are set if they wanted to never work a day in their life. 8 generations of kids would be set for life. It's crazy how much money he is worth, but it is proof that when you work hard, when you don't give up, you can get to that level. And I think the biggest takeaway I had from the show wasn't necessarily the kids, succeeding and growing and winning, blah, 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 but it's something that I've always come to talk about through this channel, through my videos, is the pride I have for my country. Because there's these little side clips with Beckham in this show talking about some of his favorite moments and, some of his setbacks. He was not perfect, trust me. There were many goals he missed, many penalties he missed, many failures in his career that, you know, the crowds, the public would shame him for. And I do remember, I mean, I'm old enough to remember, like, he would be destroyed by such things as ESPN or whatever you want to call it, because he missed a goal or an opportunity to succeed. But I think his successes far, far outweigh those bad times. And, but it goes back to he does this little I don't know what the montage, I guess, is a word for it, but he said his greatest achievement was being able to play for England, to play for his country, and he made that happen. And he made it happen because of the hard work. He made it happen because he didn't quit. He made it happen because everybody who said he couldn't do it, he basically rubbed it in their faces and said, "You know what? No." And it's crazy. I didn't even realize because he said it in the show. But apparently he played over 100 games for England, nationally, whether it was the UEFA Cups. I don't know if that's the right, but bottom line is a lot of European tournaments and national tournaments and international tournaments. He played for multiple teams, and the show just really kind of gets behind the community, of having the support of your family and your friends, and even in the worst times, that's where the most important part of it is when you're the lowest, is making sure you have that support system, whether it's friends or family. And I'll play my little violin, the world's smallest violin, because it's something I wish I had. I don't think that changes whether you're 10 years old. I don't think that changes whether you're nearly 40 years old. You want somebody to back you up. You do want support. You do want your family. You do want friends. And if you're lucky enough, you can even have a partner with that, a lover, whatever you want to call it. So It's something I really do wish I had, but as I've mentioned, I'm gonna take the solo route from here on out, so I guess it's not really a woe is me, it's just more of a stating the fact that it would be kind of nice to have somebody back me up. But again, I think it's more you get when I watch these shows, I think that's maybe where I get the support is because, sometimes you got to fight alone, I guess, in my viewpoint, to kind of add to everything. And that's not a bad thing. I don't think it is a bad thing to have to fight on your own because secretly, I don't think we are alone. I do, I believe your past relatives who may have gone on to the next world, they are looking down on you and they're making sure you're good to go. I'm a believer in fate. I'm a believer in the destiny. And Lord knows where that's going to take me, but you know what? For the first time in a very long time, I'm hoping it's somewhere positive. I really do. So watching these feel good shows kind of helps that. And it makes you go like, you know what? These are actually really inspiring tales. These are inspiring stories because there's a fuck shit ton of people on this planet. To be successful, to be better, it really does come down to you. It is so cliche you want to throw up. I can taste the acid in my mouth. But damn it if it ain't true. So, yeah. Anyway, I will leave you guys with that. Lots of cool stuff coming down the pipeline. Andor's finishing up. Willow is starting next week. The Santa Claus starts tomorrow. What else did I see? Dead to Me. It's the third final season on Netflix. Stars Christina Applegate. Just a really good kind of drama comedy show that's going to be finishing up. And there's some other stuff coming down. But lots of goodies, lots of series kind of finishing up, but new ones starting. So stay tuned to Spot of Nerd, of course, for all the latest and views and reviews and opinions and all that jazz. So you know the drill. Share me, subscribe me, comment me, like me, follow me everywhere you can. I super duper appreciate all the love and support. You always know I do. I genuinely super duper in the pooper appreciate that. So until next time, we will see you guys later. Bye bye.